I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot no figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything, everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and everything.
Let's talk. Canelo said that Terence Crawford was way better than Floyd Mayweather. Was he trying to cause separation? Obviously, what the media do, they try to put him against each other. They tried to ask Crawford also about, where he compared to Mayweather, and he kept a generic answer. Don't compare eras. He never disrespected Floyd. Floyd showed, he bet 50,000 on Terence Crawford, won 74,000 or something. So I remember that one time, Floyd said that, Crawford should fight David Benavidez, and he was saying all that hating ass shit. That nigga's a hater. Bernie went off on him, but Bud really ain't go off on him because, when people let you know who they are, you just categorize them. Simple as that. Ain't no point in going back and forth and trying. A lot of times you got to kill. A lot of people don't. They never understand this, man. You got to kill people with success, man. You got to kill people with kindness. No matter how much they try to stop, it don't mean you got to fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? Don't mean you got to feng sway with them or kiki and laugh with them. You only do that in the corporate world. You kiki and laugh with motherfuckers you really don't like. You got to play that fake game in the corporate America, corporate world. But in general, ain't nothing. Once people get a rise out of you or get a reaction out of you, that's what they want. But if you just keep it, hey man, you keep it with the generic answers as much as you want to say some bullshit, or as much as you really want to go low and low blow somebody sometime. No Diddy, no Harvey Weinstein, no Kevin Spacey, no Kanye, no Harvey Weinstein. No matter, so the best, sometimes people respect you, they respect you even more. They ain't gonna say this. They respect you when you kill them with kindness. So, meek, being meek and all that stuff, man, people respect it. They like to mess with you just to get a rise out of you. And Crawford ain't take the bait, because really, I could think I'm better than, as a competitor, as a participant, you supposed to think you great. But I ain't got to boast it. I ain't got to say I didn't do it at a catch weight. He did it at a catch weight. It's something that we'll never find out. And it's something that becomes very divisive in the black community. What song was better? Who had the best verse? Who was better? Magic or Burt Michael? Or, or LeBron, you know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. And, for the most part, we should just celebrate them. Because preferences, turned into a whole debate, which was turned into a whole argument. Everybody got their opinion. And one thing, I did the video on Big Bank and Young Thug, which I think was very interesting, is I had to learn this. Everybody don't see it. Everybody don't see it how you see it. Everybody ain't 100. Everybody wasn't raised right. Everybody don't see right and wrong. Everybody don't see it that way. Just because you 100 and you expect people to reciprocate that energy, it don't work that way. A lot of people see, a big heart or a kind person as another motherfucker to get over on. And once they show you, tendencies or they do that, you gotta get away from people like that. You don't owe nobody shit. Real talk, you don't owe nobody shit. And Mayweather's tried to snake a lot of these niggas, man. And his arrogance shows you that he don't want nobody to be better than him. But that ain't what sports is built on. Even though Kareem hated that LeBron, he lived to see LeBron break his record. It's part of the game. Records are meant to be broke. They do all these new rule changes and make it easier for everybody and shit like that. Records are meant to be broken. You're meant to be surpassed. That's how the sports keep getting better and better and better and better. But this is apples to apples. I mean, green apples to Honeycrisp. I mean, they both was great fighters. Obviously, Crawford had a different role, of a lot of resistance and the machine pushing against him. And Mayweather can say that a lot of times, too, that they really was pushing Oscar De La Hoya, over him. And he got robbed. He felt like he got robbed of opportunity to get a gold medal. That's what he felt. So, most people, would say Crawford had more exciting fights. I mean, Crawford only had like maybe the Madrimal fight. Madrimal, I like Madrimal better. That sounds better. No disrespect. Madrimal fight and maybe the I forget the guys he fought at 35. Then people were saying it was boring. I forget his name, but Canelo tried to he's way better. He's trying to take a low blow at Mayweather. And obviously that might be an honest answer. That might be an honest answer. Crawford is a generational talent. Ain't no such thing. Mayweather's a generational talent. I don't think it's the worst thing to say, oh, I'm second to Mayweather. I'm in the same class as them guys. I mean, it can never be proven. Mayweather ain't gonna get out of retirement and fight. It wouldn't prove anything anyway, in my opinion. It wouldn't prove anything. Honestly, it wouldn't. He's older, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on. But, we'll see how Crawford lead the sport of boxing. A lot of people feel like Mayweather left the sport of boxing in shambles. You hear Jim Gray say, Mayweather fucked up boxing. It wasn't his fault. It was his fault. It was his fault. He did a lot of fucked up shit. The emphasis on the O. He didn't want to pass the torch to the brothers. You know what I'm saying? So Canelo didn't want to pass the torch to Benavidez. He didn't want to. I mean, we know what it is, bro. He left a lot of bad habits in the sport of boxing. And to me, a lot of them was deliberate, intentional. A lot of them was intentional. Let's call it what it is. A lot of them was intentional. But, so be it. But, Crawford's a hell of a fighter. Offensive fighter, showed that he can defend. Everybody had an issue with him because he wasn't for people to be like, well, I'm not brainwashed. Man, a lot of these dudes is brainwashed. A lot of these chicks and these men are brainwashed. That's the crazy thing about it. They get brainwashed by individual YouTubers and shit like that. A lot of these dudes are brainwashed. They can't think for themselves. They can't see the play. Can't see it. But I think it was more about him taking a shot at Floyd Mayweather. But maybe he really believed that. Crawford, strapped his nuts on in that fight. He gave Canelo opportunities. He's a very smart fighter. Very cagey. Can be offensive, can be defensive. I mean, when he fought Victor Poso, he could show if he didn't want to get touched, he didn't want to get touched. you know. But, you know, it was a lot made about the sparring with Brian Norman Jr. and all the fake sparring with Errol Spence. And, you know, you got to understand, man, you know, Floyd said it too. Like, under, you know, in the gym, yeah, you know, somebody get the best of me, but under them lights, I shine bright. Well, you know, they beat him. I mean, Bivol, hell of a fighter. Lara, hell of a fighter. Obviously, there was a style there. And I think Crawford just built on what everybody did. You know? I think he just took the blueprint. He took some, oh, I see this, I see that. Put his twist on it, and he beat him. A lot of them dudes just came for a paycheck. He came to win. A lot of them dudes came for a paycheck. Terence Crawford came to win. So that's what you had to respect. You know, after you seen how Jamel fought, how you know, Berlanga fought, you know, McGee, you know, some of these dudes didn't give a real effort. William Cepeda, not William Cepeda, but what was his name? William Skull. I mean, Bud came to win. He came to win. But it is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is that bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Follow me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Amazon, Kick, Twitch, the whole nine. Check out the boxing news playlist. Peace.